Welcome to our regular meeting of council. I'll start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we live, work, and gather on the traditional and unceded territory of the Algonquin people, specifically the Temiskaming First Nation. We recognize the presence of the Temiskaming First Nation in our community since time immemorial and honor their long history of welcoming many nations to this beautiful territory and uphold and uplift their voice and values. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Good afternoon, Your Worship. All members are present with the exception of Councillor Foley and Councillor Peltier-Living.
Thank you. Any review of revisions or deletions to the agenda? Seeing none. Item 5. I do have a resolution in front of me. Be it resolved, the City Council approves the agenda as printed. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Wilson. Seconded by Councillor Ducharme. Discussion? All in favor? Motion is carried. Item 6, is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest in general nature?
Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor Melanie Ducharme disclosed a declaration of conflict of interest on communication item 10B regarding a letter from the Temiskaming District Violence Against Women Coordinating Committee for a request of a delegation for an epidemic and partner violence and gender-based violence, as she's the chair of the committee.
Thank you. Takes us to item 7, public meetings pursuant to the Planning Act, Municipal Act, and other statutes, and there is none tonight. Item 8, review and adoption of the council minutes. I do have a resolution in front of me. Be it resolved that City Council approves the following minutes as printed. A, the regular council meeting held on December the 19th, 2023. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Graydon, seconded by Councillor Whalen. Discussion? All in favor? That motion is carried. We don't have any presentations or delegations today. Takes us to item 10, correspondence. 10A, Northwood Homes, read the application to purchase municipal land. This has been referred to the clerk to process in accordance with bylaw number 2015-160, policy for the disposal of real property. Item B, Temiskaming District Violence Against Women Coordinating Committee. The request for declaration of an epidemic in intimate partner violence and gender-based violence has been received for information. Item C, the Temiskaming Health Unit, read the report to the Board of Health for Q3 report, January to September 2023. That was received for information. 10D, from the Temiskaming Health Unit, the Board of Health briefing report, public health, strengthening, and chronic disease prevention. That was received for information. Item E, from the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, read the resolution of support for social and economic prosperity review. That's been received for information purposes. I do have a resolution. Be it resolved that Council for the City of Temiskaming Shores agrees to deal with communication items 10A through E in accordance with the agenda references. And can I get a mover, please? It's Councillor Wilson, seconded by Councillor Ducharme. Oh. Yeah, Councillor Graydon. A discussion?
So the 10B, we can bring that back?
Sure.
Please?
Yep.
And then we have Temiskaming Health Unit items and support for a resolution in the package material. So I'd like to support that request for a resolution. Is that 10C or 10D? Yeah, it's in the...
What, 10C or 10D?
Yeah, or
looking for support.
Yeah, it wasn't quite clear where it fit in, so... maybe I'm reading it wrong here. Yeah, I guess it was right. I think it's that motion that I had found in the package, so do we, to support that motion? Is that,
So if we can bring that back.
yeah, so is that, I think that's 10D,
D.
yeah, so we'll bring that one back. Yeah,
Okay.
please. Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions? Councillor Whalen?
Yeah, I would like to see item E brought back, maybe for consideration for council. Funding arrangements between municipalities and province are really changing, so there's going to be some valuable information in this
Okay.
process.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, we do have a resolution in front of us. All in favor? That motion is carried. Brings us to item 11, Committees of Council, Community and Regional. And I do have a resolution in front of me. Be it resolved that the following minutes be accepted for information. A, the minutes of the Active Travel Committee meeting held on October the 30th, 2023. B, the minutes of the Age Friendly Community Committee meeting held on June the 13th, 2023. C, the minutes from the Temiskaming District Social Services Administration Board meeting held on November the 15th, 2023. D, the minutes from the Police Services Board meeting held on November the 1st, 2023. E, the minutes from the Temiskaming Health Unit Board of Health meeting held on November the 1st, 2023. And F, the minutes from the Temiskaming Shores Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting held on November the 14th, 2023. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Graydon. Seconded by Councillor Wayland. Discussion? All in favor? That motion is carried. Brings us to item 12, reports by members of council. Anybody have any reports they want to talk about? Councillor Whalen?
Yeah, but the next TME meeting, I think we're going to miss because of Roma. But we're having an executive meeting on Thursday. Some of the issues there, we've already passed resolutions at the council table on, so we'll get more, broader municipal support. But one of the interesting topics is the unbeknownst to most people, is the province unloaded responsibility for exotic animals to municipalities, and we're having issues locally within the region with exotic animals, so it's going to be an interesting topic of discussion. So just so council's aware, TME still up and running and busy.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. Anybody else? I just want to bring up one item. I know that everybody's probably heard a little bit of information from Barry Phippen with regards to Rocking on Canada Day. Staff and myself have had a few conversations with Mr. Phippen, and there's a number of activities that he's trying to coordinate, and at the same time, looking for some support from the city. We're trying to manage, exactly what the request is with them, and hopefully Barry will be at our next council meeting where he can share, a little bit more about it. There are some discussions about having some road closures, and the process has been shared with them there. But also with Tent City in the past, along the waterfront, because it's a different location, he's looking for Tent City and some other areas. Some of it is on municipal property, some of it isn't. And we just shared some of the concerns that we do have. But, all in all, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Although it's not the bikers reunion, using Barry's words, it is, focusing on seniors. But at the same time, there will be a number of things taking place that will also bring back some of the bikers that we've seen in the past. So we're really looking forward to the event, and at the same time, just trying to manage with that different, where that location is, it just creates some concerns that we're just trying to manage and make sure that, we support Barry and his committee through that process, but also understand, what we're committing to. And that's, I just wanted to give everybody an update. Okay. Awesome. And seeing no other reports from members of council, takes us to item 13, notice of motions. Any notice of motions? No. Let's move on to item 14, new business. 14A, council attendance at various conferences. And I do have a resolution for the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. Be it resolved that Council for the City of Temiskaming Shores approves the attendance of Councillor Wilson at the annual Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference scheduled for August 18th to the 21st, 2024 in the City of Ottawa, and that Council acknowledges that Councillor Whalen will also be attending the AMO conference as President of the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and further be it resolved that the expenses incurred in attending the said conference be covered in accordance to the municipal business travel and expense policy. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Graydon. Second by Councillor Wayland. Discussion?
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Mayor, just the AMO, so there'll be significant expenses covered for me from Roma. However, the registration, my travel and some of the accommodation will be covered by Roma. So travel, so registration would be the requirement for the municipality.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Wilson. Is there anybody else interested in attending the AMO conference? No? Okay. So we do have a resolution in front of us. All in favor? And that motion is carried. I have a resolution for the PDAC conference. Be it resolved that Council for the City of Temiskaming Shores approves the attendance of Mayor LaFerriere to the Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada Convention scheduled for March 3rd to the 6th, 2024 in Toronto, and further be it resolved that the expenses incurred in attending the said conference be covered in accordance with the municipal business travel and expense policy. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Wilson. Second by Councillor Ducharme. Discussion? All in favor? That motion's carried. D for the Ontario Good Roads Association's conference. And right now we don't have anybody putting their name forward to go into this conference, but I will put the resolution in front of us and we can have a discussion anyways. Be it resolved the Council for the City of Temiskaming Shores approves 2 councillors to the Ontario Good Roads Association conference scheduled for April 21st to the 24th, 2024 in Toronto. The Council acknowledges that Councillor Whalen will also be attending the OGRE conference as President of the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and further be it resolved that the expenses incurred in attending the said conference be covered in accordance with the municipal business travel and expense policy. Can I get a mover, please? It's Councillor Graydon, seconded by Councillor Wayland. Discussion. Is there anybody interested in going to the Good Roads Conference?
Yeah, I would be interested in attending.
Councillor Wilson. Anyone else?
If we would like to send to you, I could go. If we would like to save the money, I could go later after or something.
Love the way you think. I think the other thing is Councillor Pelcher-Living has not had an opportunity for this. So maybe if we just leave it at 1 for now, and then maybe we can have the conversation between afterwards, and then we can. Okay, awesome.
Did you want to table the motion for now then?
Sure, we can do that. If we want to, if we want to table it, then we don't have to make an adjustment afterwards, right? Okay, so we'll table this portion of it. And this takes us to the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities Conference. And I do have a resolution. Be it resolved, the Council for the City of Temiskaming Shores approves the attendance of one councillor and Mayor LaFerriere to the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities Conference scheduled for May the 6th to the 8th, 2024 in Greater Sudbury. The Council acknowledges that Councillor Whalen will also be attending the Phenom Conference as President of the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and further be it resolved that the expenses incurred in attending the said conference be covered in accordance with the Municipal Business Travel and Expense Policy. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Ducharme, second by Councillor Wilson. And discussion? Sir, Councillor Whalen?
Yeah, similar to Councillor Wilson's comments earlier, for all these conferences, actually, the vast majority of my expenses are picked up by other organizations. I think the city registers me for HEMO and Phenom, and all the other costs are divided up. But at each conference, I'm always available to conduct city business, so there is a benefit to the municipality there as well. I think at Roma, I think we're 3 or 4 delegations, so
Yeah.
it's quite busy, so
Yeah.
just so everybody's aware of that.
Awesome. Thanks, Councillor Whalen. Do we have somebody, Councillor Wilson?
I'm not quite certain on my situation with the Roma, but I will likely be attending them for Roma, but I can verify that at a later date. So, I think there's an opportunity to open it up for another councillor should they be interested. Yeah.
Okay. Not available. Okay, and so maybe we'll table this motion as well, and just because we didn't get input from Councillor Pelcher-Living either. Okay. Takes us to item 15, bylaws. I do have a resolution in front of me. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2024-001, being a bylaw to enter into a municipality lighting material services agreement with Product Care Association Canada for lighting material collected as part of the annual household hazardous waste collection event. Bylaw number 2024-002, being a bylaw to provide for an interim tax levy for the payment of taxes and to establish penalty and interest charges. Bylaw number 2024-003, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 2005-122 as amended to establish a service delivery program under the Line Fences Act to appoint a fence viewer for the City of Temiskaming Shores, Kelly Conlon. Bylaw number 2024-004, being a bylaw to enter into a conditional contribution agreement with the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation for the 2023 Feast on the Farm event. Bylaw number 2024-005, being a bylaw to adopt an R-zone policy for the City of Temiskaming Shores, be hereby introduced and given first, second, and third, and final reading, be signed by the Mayor and Clerk, and the corporate seal affixed thereto. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Ducharme. Seconded by Councillor Wilson. Discussion? All in favor? That motion is carried. Brings us to item 16, schedule of council meetings. 16A, we have a committee of the whole meeting scheduled for February the 6th, 2024, starting at 3 p.m. And B, we have a regular council meeting scheduled for February the 20th, 2024, starting at 6 p.m. Takes us to our question and answer period. Do we have any questions? No, seeing none. Moves on to item 18, the closed session. I do have a resolution in front of me. Be it resolved, the council agrees to convene in closed session at, let's say, 4:10 to discuss the following matters. A, the adoption of the December 19th, 2023 closed session minutes, and B, under Section 239 2D of the Municipal Act 2001, labor relations, employee negotiations, the collective agreement negotiations. Can I get a mover, please? Thanks, Councillor Radin, seconded by Councillor Wayland. Discussion? All in favor? And we are in closed session.